What's going on, everybody? Good to see you here. Make sure you put in that chat section if you can hear me. I had a problem with the audio yesterday or day before. I can't remember what it was. I've been doing these things every single day, so it's hard to keep track of it. But the audio was not working. Hey, Murad, what's going on? Leonia Squad, what is going on? Let's see here. James Brain, my buddies out there. Cool, cool. And can you hear me, guys? Put in that chat section that the audio is working. If it is working, before I get started, I got some really cool stuff for you today to show you how you can make money with webinars. That's really awesome. I think you're really going to like it. And I also have a book I'm going to show you that you can actually use this book and it will walk you through all the steps of doing a webinar, doing a great webinar and making money on them. But do me a favor, post in there if you can hear me. Let me get a sip. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Oh, I said it right. Leon and the Squad. I got it. Okay, can hear you. Great, Murad. That's awesome. Awesome. So first off, I want to talk to you guys. And if you have any questions, and even if it's off subject, don't worry about that. Just, put in the chat section there, whatever you want to say, whatever it is. If you got input, if you got questions, whatever it is, put that in that chat section. Awesome. I'm glad everybody can hear me. Okay, cool. So we can get started. So I want to talk to you a little bit today about webinars, but if you want to get off topic and you want to go in another direction, this is your time. I give this time to you every day. Actually, I've been doing this for free, where I just come in here and answer your questions and give you a little bit of training. Then you can take off and use it. And also, I do want to give you an update. I told you guys yesterday I was running this sequence of emails. I walked you through the emails. Those emails went out yesterday. They generated close to $6,000, like $5,800 and some odd dollars yesterday for me. So I did almost $6,000 just off those emails. That's not any of my other sales or anything else. That's just off those emails I showed you yesterday. So if you haven't seen that, you may want to go back and look at that, because that generated almost $6,000 for me yesterday. Those just went out to my list. They didn't go out to anybody else. And I don't have a huge list. And the reason I have a huge list is I really didn't start collecting names because I'm a manufacturer and I have all these other retailers out there that are selling my products, so I didn't want to compete with them. But over the years, I have added to my list. So I sent those out yesterday and I made close to $6,000. So the stuff that I'm showing you and teaching you, and if you didn't see that video, go back yesterday and just look at the live. The stuff I'm showing you and teaching you in these morning sessions, you can take it and you can use it, and you can actually make money. Okay, so I mean, do it, man, do it. Does anybody know what a webinar is, an online webinar, and how it works? Does anybody have any idea on that? If so, put it in that chat section there. I really appreciate you guys putting stuff in the chat section. Even little comments like you just said, wow, that's awesome. I love that. Anything you put in there is very helpful to this video. It gets it more distribution. YouTube will show it to more people. So anyhow, let me talk about this webinar thing, unless you guys have other questions. Webinars are used now to educate and to sell things, okay? And first thing I want to do is I want to get over this obstacle of selling. I know a lot of you out there think, well, sales is bad and it's awful, it's horrible. I could never be a salesperson. I'm too honest. I hear crazy stuff like that. And look around your house right now. Look at your clothes. Look at everything you have, your food. Everything has been sold to you. Everything has been sold to you, and you've benefited from a lot of these things. The coat keeps you warm and the food keeps you alive. These things have been sold to you. There's nothing wrong with selling. And I would say the first thing you need to do is overcome that obstacle that selling is bad. Selling is not bad. Selling is a good thing. If somebody has a good product and it's going to be helpful or beneficial to you, selling is good. I mean, if you think about it, your doctor sells you. They sell you on taking a pill or doing some type of exercise or taking some type of medications or something. Aldine, what's going on, man? In Jamaica, my Jamaica man. And hey, Aldine, if you got any recipes that are Jamaican, I'm putting together a whole bunch of different kinds of recipes. I am starting a cooking channel. It's going to be like, probably 4 months before it gets going. But if you got any recipes, Jamaican stuff, I love me some jerk chicken and peas and rice. And yes, I know it's called peas and rice, not beans and rice there. But send that over to me. I'd love to see them. So get over the obstacle first off of selling. That's the first thing I would tell you, is get over that obstacle. Okay. Selling is okay. So once you get over that obstacle, and that takes some people some time, then you can move on to how to use webinars. And I'm going to show you this book right here that I've been using, and I'm going to give you a link, as a matter of fact, and I'll hold it up again, but let me switch my screens here. This book is awesome. Okay, and I don't promote too many things, but as you can see, this book is all worn out, and it's got folded pages and stuff. And the reason it does is because it was so good, it was so helpful. It helped me redo my webinar, and I'm learning this stuff every day. Mommy is not here today. Am her daughter, if you wanted to know. Oh, okay, sweetie. How old are you? I know your mom's not there. How old are you today? Let me see. I know she has 2 kids, and I think they're boys and girls. But put that in there. I'd love to know. So once we've got over the obstacle of selling, let's talk about webinars and what they are and what they do. Now, webinars have been around for quite a few years now. And basically what it is somebody signs up. Maybe they pay a fee, maybe they go for free. Mine is free, and they go on a webinar, and the webinar is generally an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Some of them are actually 3 or 4 hours. Some of them are crazy, but generally an hour, hour and a half. Oh my gosh, you're 7 years old. You're 7 years old and you're using the internet and you're learning about webinars. That is awesome. What is your name? Put your name in there so we can say hello to you. So this webinar thing, what it does is it educates people and it teaches them some part of what you're trying to train on. It's really hard. Like, I can't do a webinar for an hour, hour and a half and teach you everything I know. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? I mean, I've been doing this for 11, 12 years now. Going to be 12 years this year. And for me to teach you all I know in 12 years would be insane. However, I can train you some on my webinar, which is now complete. I just need to record it and get it posted. And then at the end of that, if you want more information, you can join one of my memberships. We have a membership now called the e-business toolbox that had all kinds of software and training and stuff in it. Malinia, that's a beautiful name. Yes. Get the comments in there. That's from 7-year-old Malinia. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So in your webinar, you're going to do several things. You're going to, first off, where do you do a webinar? Where do you do it? You got to do it somewhere, right? So I use a software that is called EverWebinar and Webinar Jam. And there's 2 different types of things, I think. I think John Cristani webinar is great, and tons of people buy his course through that. Yeah, John's got a good webinar. Matter of fact, I promoted it, and he promoted mine. So we actually did a joint venture on that webinar. So if you know about that webinar, I was part of promoting that, and he was part of promoting mine. Let me get a little sip here. So where do you promote it? I say, my brother is here too. Okay, how old is your brother? Put that in there. Put in there how old your brother is. And where's mom at? Oh my goodness, you're only 7. Where's mom? Mom should be around, right? Unless your brother's a lot older and he's taking care of you. So anyhow, on this webinar, what we're going to do is we're going to post it, and you can do 2 different things. If I use Webinar Jam, that's a live webinar where somebody actually signs up and they go to the webinar and I'm live, kind of like I'm live right here now. Unless you're watching this later on, of which then I wouldn't be live. Okay. EverWebinar is where I record a webinar and people can watch it on demand. So they pick a time they want to, and I had different time schedules where they can pick, and then they go in there and they watch that webinar, and that runs, constantly, let's see, 5 and Nico. So there's a 5 and 7-year-old. My gosh, where is mom at? And am with grandma. Okay, grandma's there. That's cool. I want to make sure somebody's with you guys. Where's mom at, by the way? Everybody's interested now. You guys are posting in this chat section. Where is mom at today? Is she working, or where's she at? What's she doing? So anyhow, what we do is we run this webinar, and we sell a product at the end. Okay. The product for my webinar is sold at the very end, and they can get a membership to that, and then they can join, and then of course I give them more training and support and all that. Now the cool thing is, when I sell something, we have a lot of support. So the biggest problem I've seen with people is that when they buy a course or they get some training or something, they don't have any support afterwards, and when they don't have support and they get questions, they end up quitting. And I don't want them to quit. I want them to succeed. So what we do is I have what's called a help desk, and they can type in the corner whatever their comment or question is. They can also send me an email. We also have Facebook groups. So there's a lot of ways they can get support. Let's see. She is at work, and what does she do? Don't say where she works, but what does she do? Put in there what she does. Interesting little story we got going off to the side here. This 5 and 7-year-old has been watching along with her mom, and got an awesome mom too. She is taking care of the horses. Oh, okay. So you guys have horses. Are these your horses or somebody else's horses? And I'm going to get back to the webinar, but this is just too interesting off the side. This sweet little girl here talking to me. Nico and what is her name? Melina and Nico. Okay, they're off to the side watching. It's great that the kids are getting into business this early, right? But this book, guys, this book is awesome. It's by a guy named Jason Fladlin. Let me hold it up here where you can see it. By Jason Fladlin. And man, I mean, it really walks you through everything. And if you're interested in this book, in the description section down there, I'm going to have a link, and you can just click that link and it goes to Amazon. You can grab that book. Really good book. I don't know, it was like 10, 12 bucks, something like that. Very reasonable. I buy a lot of books. Bought one last night. I heard somebody talking about something on YouTube and looked good to me, so I bought the book. Excuse me. But the cool thing about webinars is once you get one recorded and it is selling your product, okay, it's doing well, then you can run that webinar every hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for months and years. And it constantly will generate money for you, which is a pretty cool thing. Throat's a little bit tough today. She is a farmer, gymnast, dance instructor. Wow. I read that book with grandma. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, and you got to get your mom back on here too. So that's the cool thing about it. Now, to make this thing all work, we have to send out emails and people have to sign up and they have to get their sign-in links and all that good stuff. And I use Kartra for that, which I'll also put a link in the description for Kartra. You guys can get that link. And throat's dry this morning. I was talking all day yesterday. I'm talking all day today. You can use that link and grab the book, learn how to do it. Get Kartra. Kartra link will also be in the description. I don't have Webinar Jam and EverWebinar in the description. I need to stick that in there because that's incredible software. And Kartra and Webinar Jam and EverWebinar are all by the same company. So they all interface really, really cool. It's really neat. And I know some of you will say, well, I don't want to do a webinar because I don't want to be on screen. You don't have to be on screen to do a webinar. The last one I just did using this book here, none of me is on screen. I'm never on screen at all. It's all slides. It is a PowerPoint slide presentation. And that's the entire webinar. So you don't have to be on screen. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Also, guys, put in the chat section, have you done a webinar? Do you understand how they work? Maybe you've been on a webinar, have you attended some of these webinars? I think it was Morad that said that he attended John Crestani's. And I don't know where John's at. John has disappeared. He usually does videos like 3 or 4 a week. And I haven't seen video for him in like 4 weeks. I got to give him a call or text him or something. I know he was in New York doing something, so maybe he's working on a new project. Mom's at work 7 hours a day. Just to be a farmer and dance and gymnast is 7-2. Okay, is your mom a dance? This is too interesting, guys. I'm sorry, it's a little off subject, but is your mom a dance and gymnast, or are you a dance and gymnast? And I know she's a farmer. Mom has one. Has one what? It's kind of interesting what she's saying there. So guys, put in there, have you attended a webinar? Have you been to a webinar? Do you understand this process? And this can be done on any subject. It doesn't matter what it is, okay? It can be on exercise. Maybe you sell on an exercise course. It can be on, I have one on survival food and how to stock up and do stuff like that. Let's see here. Aldine says, I've been attending a few webinars, both live and pre-recorded, interested in learning how to set one up. I probably should do a video on exactly how I set all that up with some screenshots and all. It's really hard to do it live because it's like inside of let me see if I can pull up the one I have here. If you guys if you're interested in that, I can kind of show you what I've done here. Let's see here. And I'll pull up that particular webinar here. Okay. Yeah, what I'll do is I will show this to you guys real quick so you can see it, and you kind of see what it's all about, and how mine works. And then if you want to attend it, you can also do that. So let me get over to here, and I'm going to move desktop up. Okay, so you should be able to see my desktop right now. Mom has a webinar. That's interesting. Mom is my teacher. Okay, so maybe she teaches you all these things. Not quite sure what she works on though. Still trying to figure that out. Okay, so if you can see my screen now, put it in that chat section. Let me get a little drink here, clear my throat a little bit more. And I want to show you kind of, this is the webinar that nobody has seen yet. Okay, so this will be going out, and you can see once it gets on the screen here, this is the main slide they're going to see initially when they log in. So everybody's seeing that now. It's on the screen, and then what we do is it'll look like this. It's going to be full screen when they actually go to it. So that will be it. Masterclass starting shortly. So this is where, thank you Morad, you can see it, awesome. This is where they will first come to, and then I will scroll through. It's going to say who I am. And this is what the actual webinar is on, is discover a unique 4-step system to successfully launch your own online business in the next 48 hours. Let's see, Aldine says he can see the screen too. Good. So then I get into it. I also give them a book for attending the webinar. This is absolutely free. I give them the book because this book here is really important. And I just tell them if they, stay to the end. Now, this is also a way to get somebody to stay to the end, right? If they want to, get the book, they got to stay to the end. But if they stay to the end, they get my book and an audio too. And this is how to find popular products to sell online. So then I get into that. Then I talk about today's agenda, and I go over what it's going to be. So you got to let people know what they're going to get. If they know what they're going to get, they're going to stick around a little bit more. This one here says, in our small amount of time together, my goal is to make a big impact in the following ways. Okay. Confidence where there was once uncertainty, clarity where there was once confusion, and to unlock within you the true potential you have to make your dent in the universe. Okay, so these are some pretty big, lofty goals, but as you can see, when they see something like that, they're like, I'm going to get something out of this. This may be worthwhile. So let me pull that down. I don't want to go through the whole webinar with you because we're not going to be here for an hour and a half, but I just wanted to kind of show you how they start out and what they do. And let me bring that down. So now I'm back on screen now. I'm getting good at this. I'm learning how to use the software. I'm loving it. See, I will talk later. I am going to play with the rabbits. Okay. Thank you so much for attending. We love having you here. It was really, really nice to have you here today, you and your brother. Appreciate it so much. So guys, that basically, I just wanted to go over today what a webinar was and how they're used and how they can be make money. I have webinars that generate a lot of money. I've made a lot of money over the years. And what's cool is, like, I have some that are what's called continuity. And I woke up this morning and within 10 minutes, I had 2 continuity payments. Each one was for $197. Okay. So I made almost $400. What is that? $394 before I got my tea in the morning. Okay. And those are continuity, which means those people are paying that monthly. So I get that every single month. So, what is that worth? And I did that webinar. That is from a webinar I did a year and a half ago. And I'm still making money, every single day on those, which is pretty cool. Webinar kind of fancy way. If I want to make landing page to product in Clickbank, what's the basics that should the landing page contain? I think, Morad, when you're thinking about doing landing pages, you do need something like Kartra to build it in. You really do. It's really hard to build something like that in a just from scratch. It's really hard to do that. What I can do is I'll pull up my landing page for this webinar I just talked to you about, and I'm going to show you the basics on that. So give me 1 second here. Yeah, let me get to Kartra, and I built this in Kartra too, guys. So just so you know, what I'm telling you is what I use every single day. It's going to log me out. I know it is. Yes, it did. Okay, not a problem. I'll just log back in. It's hard because I'm like 2.5 feet away from this computer, 3 feet. So to type all this stuff in. It's a little difficult, but it's okay. We'll get it done, won't we? Shift A, U, S. I guess I shouldn't be spelling out my password, right? No, I shouldn't be doing that. Okay, so I'm logging into it now, and then I'm going to show you the landing page for the webinar. Okay, and you can kind of see what a landing page is. Now this landing page could be used for, you know, webinars, selling products, whatever. I just want you to see the basics of it. Shoot, didn't let me in. Yeah. That should do it. I think I put the password in wrong. There it goes. Okay, it's logging in now. Okay, so it's logged in. Now I want to find my pages, and then I'm going to show you what that landing page looks like for the webinar, so you can see the basics on here. And these basics are true no matter what you're doing. Okay, they're true. Okay, so let me go here, and I will get the link, and then I'll be able to pull it up. Get the page link, and I'll go to it, and then I'll pull it up on the screen here so you guys can see it. Okay, so I do have it up on the screen, so let me switch over here so you guys can see this. And there are, so, you know, it was really good that you asked that question, Maura, because there's some really important things that people miss. And the other big thing I see that people do is that they will put too much work into a page. What I mean by too much work is they put too much stuff on it. Okay, so in a second you should see on your screen this landing page. Let me get a sip while that's coming up. Okay, so I got it up on the screen now, and I want you to look at it real close. The top of it is the result. Okay, so don't talk about anything other than a result. This says a new home-based side hustle to start in 2021. Get up and running this weekend. Free masterclass. Okay, so this one here tells you what it is. Okay, pick your day and time to attend. All right, and then if you scroll down here, it says the hidden ways to get traffic to any offer, even if it's new to the market. 5 simple steps to build a multi-million-dollar online business, and how to sell products without investing in any inventory. Okay, so it's pretty, and that's all there is to the page. That's it. Some people just overdo this. Now, when they click here, what's going to happen is it integrates with my webinar software, and all they have to do is pick the date and time right there, and then of course they can go to the webinar. It's really that simple. So that is the basics to it. Whether it's a sales page, and let me pull up also a sales page here real quick. Let me switch over to here, and I'll bring this down, and let me pull up my sales page for you guys so you can see. Now the sales page, and I showed this yesterday, but this is the sales page for the promo that went out yesterday. And let's see here, let me get that link, and you can kind of look at this sales page and kind of see what. Now this one here is going to be a little bit more complicated, but it's got the same type of concept to it. It's got results at the top and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's see here. Okay, so yeah, let me share this now, and this should be coming up on your screen in 1 second. And there we go. Okay, so this is the sales page from yesterday, and I want you to look at, you know, everything on the page here. Really important stuff that's on this page here. And I didn't go over it in real detail yesterday, but it's already generated me almost $6,000. So you may be interested in looking at it. Okay. So at the top it says 14.5 ounce chicken and beef is available in limited supply. This is very true. I couldn't get but so many of these cans to make this stuff, so it was very limited in supply. Grab it while you can. First come, first served. 10 case limit per household. We did have to limit it because we just don't have that much. Then I say in here only 86 cents per ounce for high quality USDA inspected meat. So if you notice, there's a lot in that sentence there. I talked about the price. Okay, I talked about its high quality, and I talked about its USDA inspected. Okay, so all that in one sentence. There's a lot there. Then I tell them what they get: 12 14.5 ounce cans, 11 pounds of meat. Okay, notice off to the right here, there's 2 buttons, and they can buy the beef or the chicken, but it's above the fold. So many times people will make these pages and they put the buttons below the fold, and when you put them below the fold, people have to scroll to get to them. And here's an interesting statistic: 85% of the people that go to a web page never scroll. So think about this. If you've got a button to buy something and it's not above the fold, and they have to scroll to get to it, you're going to miss out on 85% of your buyers. 85%. Okay. And keep in mind, 99% of the people that go to a page don't buy the first time. You only get 1%. So then I have the regular price, and I put, it's only $149, save $70 a case. And then what I do is I show them that they can buy 1 case, they can buy 5 cases, or they can buy 10 cases. Okay. And this, of course, is the best deal because that's the biggest discount. Then down here, I have some more descriptions of the product here, some more pictures. I let them know I'm going to give them this free book. There's 2 more buttons. Once again, more opportunities to sell them right here. 2 more buttons right here. 10 case limit per household, 5-star rating. Okay. And it's not overly complicated. That page isn't. Okay. Get my throat cleared today, which is tough. However, it does spell out everything, that I want to do. Let's see. I saw your award from Clickbank. What are some tips for someone who is new to affiliate marketing to start promoting an offer and get traffic? What are the easiest and quickest ways to generate leads? Don't always go for the easiest way to do stuff. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. Don't always go for the easiest way to do stuff. Your competition, if you're doing easy things, is incredibly high. Incredibly high. Your competition, if you're doing difficult things, is almost non-existent. Because everybody goes for easy. Don't go for easy. Go for difficult. Go for the most difficult things you can do in life. And I'm telling you, go for the most difficult. You think about it, a brain surgeon, that's difficult, right? But what does he make? He makes really good money. But what I see people do is they'll go on Upwork or, Freelancer or whatever, and they try to find the easiest jobs to do. And guess what? Everybody's trying to find easy jobs to do, data entry or, tech support or whatever it is. So the amount of people trying to do that is great. Okay. So if you say, well, I want to find easy ways to generate leads, that would be all free ways and just posting it and spamming people and all that. And they don't work that well. They don't work that well because everybody's doing that. The more difficult things to do are to actually run ads. Okay. Because ads are more difficult, and generate leads that way. And I have a course on Facebook ads, which is in the description when this ends. But that's the more difficult way to do it. But when you get good at that, there's very few people doing it. So I always say, what's the most difficult way to do something? I used to run, car dealerships, and I could tell how good the most effective way. It's okay. No, I'm not getting on to you or anything, Aldine. I was just kind of explaining to you, that's the route you want to go. You want to go for difficult, hard things that are really going to, challenge you. Like, for example, okay, I work out on a daily basis. I go in there and work out, and I do push-ups and pull-ups and sit-ups and, bike and all that stuff. And I got on the bike the other day, and they have, you can pick a 10-minute ride, 15-minute. I think they got 30, 45. They didn't have any hour-long rides, okay? So I clicked on it the other day, and they had some hour-long rides now. And it was funny because the guy who came on the screen, and he's talking to you about the ride, he says, I know you're serious because you picked an hour-long ride, which is 15 minutes more than any ride on this bike. So we know you're serious, okay? So, and that's true. I was very serious about it. Let's see, I don't see the course on Facebook ads in your description. I looked yesterday. Let me check that, Aldine. I will definitely check that out. It should be in there. There should be like a webinar and it's a free webinar you actually attend. So maybe that's what you should be looking for. I can't find it on my phone right now, unfortunately. But I could look. Let me just see here. If I go to YouTube real quick, I may be able to see if it's in there. Okay, I'm on YouTube. I'm going to check it out, see if I can find it for you guys. I did see some free videos on your YouTube channel. I will be checking those out. Yeah, but there should be, I'm going to check it. Hang on one second here. I got to get logged into YouTube. There should be something in there where you can, there it is. Okay, that just popped up. I'm going to go to my YouTube studio. And there should be a link in there, and I'm going to look at it. If it's not in there, I got to talk to my social media guy. It should be in there. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Bear with me, guys. All right, so I am looking here for my dashboard. I'm just going to pick any video. And it should be on, it's supposed to be automatically uploading to every video, but these things get messed up. That stuff happens. All right, so I'm just going to pick this one here, and I'll click edit. And let's see if I can find it here real quick. All right, there's all that good stuff. All right. Yeah, it's down at the bottom. If you look, you're going to be looking for, let's see here, Facebook group. You know what? It isn't. It isn't. I think you're right. I got to stick that in there. Huh. Okay, I'll get that stuck in there. It's really odd, but it's not there. So I'll get that fixed. Not a problem. So guys, do you understand this thing about webinars and how it works and what's going on with webinars and all that stuff? Do you have any other questions about it before I move on with my day? Usually on Fridays we work a little bit less. We usually go out to a lunch somewhere, and it's still difficult because you got to eat outside here in San Diego, and I have no idea what the weather is going to be in San Diego. I almost hate to look it up because I'll complain about the weather, and it's still so much better than anybody's weather anywhere in the world almost. But if it gets a little bit chilly, it is cold to eat outside, and we don't want to be doing that. Today it's going to be 65 with a high and 43 for a low, so it may be warm enough to eat outside. We'll see. Yeah, I'll get that to you, Aldine. I promise. I'll take care of that. So guys, put in that chat section. Do you have any more questions? Anything else you'd like to know about? Did you learn something today? Do you understand anything? Get this book right here. If you want to do webinars, there is a link. I put it into this video for this book right here. It's a great book. I don't know this guy or anything. I just know this book is awesome. It's a good book. If you want to do webinars, you invest the $10, $11, $12, whatever it is, get the book. And Aldine, I don't know, in Jamaica, does Amazon deliver there? I guess, of course, Amazon delivers everywhere, right? And how long does it take you to get something in Jamaica? Because, I mean, you're surrounded by water, so I assume it's a little bit more difficult than, in the U.S. where everything is within one mainland area, unless you're in, Alaska or Hawaii. But does it take a long time to get stuff there? I don't know. So anyhow, that's it on webinars today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from this. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, do me a favor and share the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe. There's a big subscribe button down there. Also, don't forget, ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified every single time I do a new video or I go live. I am changing this camera. I think we're going to go with a GoPro 9. Enjoy your lunch. Thanks for the info on the webinars and info in the book recommendations. Sure enough, Aldine. And guys, anybody else in there, post in there if you got anything else to say. If you like what we're doing here, support us, show up, watch the videos, watch my other videos on the channel. They deliver some things to the island, but I also have U.S. forwarding address. Okay, very cool. Do you recommend Clickbank University? I can't say as I do. No. Yeah, if you want to know some stuff about Clickbank, James, I have a lot of good training on this channel for free on Clickbank. I would not necessarily recommend Clickbank University at this point. Yeah, I just want to leave it at that. Okay, don't waste your money right now. But anyhow, I appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Hitting that like button means a lot. Just click it, like the video. That's all you got to do. If you're watching this and it's not live, it's after I went live, I still do answer your comments. So what you need to do is put your comments in there, questions in there, and I will come back and answer those. I'm going to spend a lot of time doing that today. I got a bunch yesterday, and if I didn't answer you yet, rest assured I will get to it today. I thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate your attendance, and I'm here to help you out. Tomorrow I have a live, but it's at 10 a.m. So if you're interested in attending that, it is on a particular subject. If you want to know what that particular subject is, look at the description for the video tomorrow. You'll see exactly what I'm going to be talking about. And I'll probably be doing some gift card giveaways too, so you'll probably see that. All right. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you in the next